So this leads me to the next comment from Fabian Winkler again. He said, if you look closely at the attacked people during the space magic, you can see that their weapons disappear. So if we watch hand and then boom, their guns go, they're shooting and gone.
Oh.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
They just disappear.
The guns are gone.
Deleted an
now,
item.
This could just be that because they're incapacitated, they
unequip them.
They unequip them, and so they're just
Yeah.
in their inventories. We had talked about this looked like, that maybe they're being stunned for a second by getting floated.
Yeah.
But this person now looks very dead.
Oh.
So as you step this, and you look very closely, it almost looks like she starts to become more gaunt. As if maybe they're decaying in front of our eyes inside their suit.
Jeez.
So essentially this spell was an insta-kill, AoE insta-kill.
That's
right? Which
that's
seems
wild.
Extremely overpowered. But that brings me to maybe there's a give and a take. Maybe the guns disappearing are not unequipping, but rather deleting. You're essentially deleting loot at the for the ability to clear the room.
Yeah, never doing that then. That's off the table.
But we see this give and take in a lot of things within the game that they've showed us already, such as
skills, traits.
Exactly. The trait system. They've got their list of traits here, and all of them have these give and takes for various things, such as the adoring fan is just annoying. That's the take on that. But the give is that he gives you stuff.
Does he actually give you stuff?
Yeah, he gives you presents and things like that. They said
that's cute.
The family, you have the family, which is cool and cute, but you have to pay every so often.
Yeah.
There's ones that give you damage boosts when you're low health, but you get attacked by mercenaries more often.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun one. They did the same thing in New Vegas with I don't know if it was DLC or not, but you could pick traits that were like that. They were all kind of a double-edged sword.
Right.
And you could...
And you see it with backgrounds too. Backgrounds give you certain dialogue options, or could also make people hate you more based on your background, right?
Yeah.
So we see a lot of give and take with your choices in Starfield already. It's not too far of a stretch to suggest that maybe the magic would have a give and take. And if we lead that into the crafting your own spell sort of thing, maybe that's part of your crafting, is that you want this ability, but it has this negative effect. And
look at that run.
And it
sprints up to you.
AoE or on touch or whatever. You could pick how big the effect is or whatnot.
I wonder if you can remove the negative side of a trait, but not keep the positive. The whole thing where you get extra damage, but bounty hunters are always after you. If you could stop it at the source, you get an extra quest to do that.
Oh, maybe.
But then you get to keep the damage. I don't know. It'd be cool.
That's true. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm getting into, where there's possibly this negative effects that might also be there with using the space magic. I found an article of someone who went over some potential magic abilities that they'd like to see in it. We kind of talked a little bit about that last week, and after looking over the video, I finally understand what Zach was talking about with
when
the last video when we were talking. He was talking about the floor and someone sinking through the floor. You were essentially talking about phase shifting the floor.
Yes.
And so people would just phase through it, which I completely agree with, and brings me completely 180'd on the sparkle fingers thing. Absolutely, that would be way too heavy-handed, Chase. Understand it. I think reality bending magic is what we're gonna see. So in this, like I said, we see them kind of decaying. One of the suggested magics was that it ages people.
That's kind of what I was looking for when we were rewatching this, is if the fabric and the other stuff on the template was changing.
Right. So
I
like
want
it's
the, I want
essentially
the
like
Indiana Jones effect where their hair grows out.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
They're
But
like,
it was essentially like like a fast forward time, like a localized fast forward or rewind time idea is one of their ideas. So it would, if you do that to someone, great. There you age them dead or you age them back into a baby or something like that. But their weapon and whatever equipment is on them also ages, right? So may have durability damage depending on how much you age them, or may not exist because you aged it backwards too long to before the thing existed.
It's just a
you could
bunch
get
of
some
rocks.
funky time stuff if you,
you
have
could.
that.
And many of this may not exist, but modders, it could make it exist, right?
I watched a video. I think IGN just put out a video about how they're setting up Starfield for success with how many blank slates they have out there for modders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have
very excited.
They have or they also came up with the idea of generating black holes, whether that's like a projectile or like you shoot a black hole out and it just like sucks things in, including people and items that are on tables and stuff like that. Probably you would be like the one thing it doesn't have any effect on, right?
You do it in 0G and it's just like everything is instantly inside it. It's
and maybe you could get like with the manipulating of spells, you could change the amount of like area of effect that it has, so the suction power that it has or something like that. I don't know.
The suck power.
The suck power.
Yeah.
But also they came up with a cool one, teleporting. You could do it maybe teleporting on yourself or teleporting others. Like, and to/from random locations or specific locations. So if you're like taking a bridge, you could see someone up in the bridge and just teleport them outside, maybe. Or if it's I think that would be really cool if it's like a random location, so you just don't know where it goes.
But just somewhere else.
Yeah, but it could be teleporting them. Oh, it'd be really cool if it's just like a predefined for you random location, but everyone goes to that same location.
Yeah, like a jail cell that you put on one of your
but you don't know where it is
or whatever.
So it's just
but that'd be cool if you could put an anchor for it.
Maybe, but you could also be just traveling space, going around doing stuff, and suddenly come across every enemy you've ever teleported out.
It's just like a mass grave somewhere.
Love that.
Oh, these are the war crimes I've committed. Oh, lovely.
A whole planet.
Oh god. Okay, a question though.
Go ahead.
What about a cooldown for your space magic? Because like shouts have a cooldown. I wonder how that'll work too.
Yeah, cooldown or I don't know, some sort of energy that you.
I mean, if it's a power, then you wouldn't need it.
You gotta be
just
next to a star to use it.
Ooh.
You gotta be like Superman, go to the sun to recharge.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's like it's gotta have like planetary juice.
So the last ability that I wanted to talk about that they brought up was energy manipulation. Being able to maybe overclock or disable systems on, say, people's weapons or their jetpacks or their ships. So you're like flying your ship and you can do an energy surge on an enemy's ship to just put them dead in the water for a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah.
Just instantly disable them. That could be really
cool.
cool.
Have it feed into existing systems, like
or
ship
you
manipulation,
or you overflow someone's jetpack, an enemy's jetpack, and just send them up into the sky.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So there's some cool stuff they could do there that'd be really fun. Could have a lot of things, but that's the end of that segment. Unless you guys have more to talk about, more you want to talk about on it. No,
these facial animations are very interesting.
They're very gross.
Yeah, I'm like, I was playing Fallout 4 recently, and I feel like they had better facial animations than.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that is old and footage and has been redone.
I hope.
Maybe.
I hope, because a lot of it looks just plastic doll.
Yeah.
That's just looks prettier.
They've never been that great at the facial animation.
That's true.
I feel like Fallout 4 did a pretty good job, but maybe it's just because I've modded it enough. I don't actually know.
Though, right? Because like they're trying to animate just the lips on a character that has been
well, that's the thing.
piloted into a position.
It shouldn't just be the lips. There's so many facial muscles.
Oh, sure.